Chapter 441 War, Great Army. When these two are in place, it will be your death, Thunder Hunter. At that time, it will also be the time when your reputation will be ruined. Humph, it's really hidden deep enough, Shui Tong Shajirqing. Sengoku said this, a playful icy light flashed in his eyes. When Shajirqing was preparing the team, Kaido was also preparing. As everyone guessed, he didn't just let it go. And this time, in order to completely defeat Shajirqing, he even borrowed a considerable part of his troops from Kurozumi Orochi of Wanokuni. The current strength of Kaido, who is also a loss, is not as terrifying as in the original book 2 years later. Otherwise, judging from Shajirqing's current strength, it is far from enough. In the original book, Kaido, 2 years later, has a powerful force that, the Marine headquarters can't be captured. Although I don't know how true this sentence is, it is undeniable that without considerable strength, it is impossible to say such words. Kaido is fiercely equipping his own men, and he wants to let Shajirqing know how serious it is to anger the fourth emperor. Give me the best weapons and equipment. Our enemy is the four emperors, Kaido. Any luck will kill you. Shajirqing supervises the process of preparing everyone's military equipment, so that there will be no mistakes. The Summer Chamber of Commerce, which is also a loss, has a lot of money to get a lot of sophisticated weapons. So many of his subordinates are looking forward to the upcoming battle. A day later, Ace came with 7 Whitebeard fleets. Shajirqing looked at it. Oh, they are all members of the Whitebeard pirates. The people who came were also known to Shajirqing. Captain of the 10th Division, Coolier. 11th Division Captain, Jin Gudo. Captain of the 12th Division, Harda. Captain of the 13th Division, Buffalo, Atmos. Captain of the 14th Division, Speedo Keel. Captain of the 15th Division, Fosa. Captain of the 16th Division, Yi Zhang. Including Ace, there are a total of 8 fleets of our regiment, as well as the fleet captain, a total of more than 400 people, come to help. These people, the lowest bounty, all start at 300 million. Moreover, strength and bounty are completely different. Because they are from the New World. Brothers, and Ace, we meet again. Shajirqing personally greeted these people and said very gratefully. Ha ha ha, your kid is really famous all over the world now. Not bad, not bad. That little brat who still needed our protection back then is now the overlord of the dominant side. The one who spoke was the captain of the 10th Division, Courier. He carries double cannons behind him, uses pistols, and is a strong man wearing square purple framed tinted glasses. He wears a barrel helmet with brown and green stripes, and a pair of ear protectors that look like headphones. Brother Coolier has won the prize, the next battle is up to you. Shajirqing said with a smile, and let Coolier and the others patted their chests and promised to speak out. The people from the Whitebeard pirates will not lose to the Beast pirates. Then, Shajirqing looked at Ace, nodded and said, well, the breath has been condensed a lot, and it has become a lot stronger, and it didn't disappoint me. Hearing this, Ace's face flashed a hint of pride, and said, of course, I'm the captain of the 2nd Division. For Ace's pride, Shajirqing smiled and couldn't deny it. With Ace's talent, if there is no growth in the Whitebeard pirates, then Shajirqing will be surprised. Chapter 442 Gathering of Tyrants. Then, he looked at another ship slowly coming behind Ace and the others. It was a pirate ship that was clearly different from the Whitebeard pirates. The people above are completely different from humans. Because they are Fishman. Yes, Fishman troops, here we come. The leader is the former Shichibukai, Hexia Jinbei. An existence that has the strength to fight against the 3 calamity-level powerhouse. Boss Jinbei, thank you for your hard work. Shajirqing was very polite. See you outside, Father Whitebeard's order, the old man is bound to. Jinbei and Shajirqing know each other naturally, although they are not as familiar as Coolier and Shajirqing, they are not unfamiliar. You, Re as young as the legends say, Thunder Hunter. Behind Jinbei, a fish man said. Hee, I saw the real person today, do you feel disappointed? Shazherqing's very easygoing voice made people feel very good. Please. Shazherqing brought Jinbei and the others to an island near Nine Snake Island and settled them in the past. Coming from a long way, he naturally wants to do his best as a landlord. After Jinbei was placed, the last team under Shazherqing also came. From the New World, Tezolo's men recruited and trained guards for more than 3 years. Good work. Shazherqing patted Tezolo on the shoulder, and his face was full of satisfaction. With your words, I am relieved. Tezolo was really relieved to hear that. He was afraid that Shazherqing would not be satisfied. Then, wait for Kaido and the others to come. Humph, what a special expectation. Shazherqing looked at the sea in the distance and thought so in her heart. The entire windless belt has become unusually calm because of the many strong men who have come here. Those sea kings also felt the horror of everyone, and they didn't dare to make a mistake. This battle has really attracted worldwide attention. The windless belt, which has always been very quiet, has attracted many spectators. Tezolo pointedly said that his gaze was towards the east of Nine Snake Island. Hee, let them watch, anyway, you can't stop the people watching the fun, it's better to let them participate. Shazherqing naturally saw the person in the distance by using the wheel eye. If we win this battle, or draw a tie, this sea will produce a 5th emperor. I'm here, congratulations to the president for winning the victory. Tezolo held the wine and said with great confidence to Shazherqing. Borrow your auspicious words. When Shazherqing heard about Vivi Isho, there was no joy on her face. Also, the enemy is Kaido of the 4 emperors, how can he laugh before the result comes out? Not far from the windless belt. It's a good show, it's going to be staged by everyone, it's really exciting. Someone has set up a video phone bug, ready to live broadcast this war. This kind of war, if we don't share it, I'm really sorry for the 2 of them. How many years have passed before this kind of war happened again? Someone said so excitedly. In the end, who will be better? Someone guessed like this, and their faces were full of anticipation. But more people, such as people all over the world, are full of fear in their hearts. Such a powerful war is about to break out. No matter who wins or loses in the end, it is foreseeable that the sea will inevitably be in turmoil. Chapter 443, Kaido Corps, approaching. At that time, it is their doomsday. Any pirate can pose a huge threat to their lives. Hopefully the Summer Chamber of Commerce will win. At least this way, our lives can be guaranteed. The people have such a desire, thanks to some small good deeds of the Summer Chamber of Commerce on weekdays, such as helping some orphans and weak people for free, donating some products for free, reducing fees and so on. Of course, the most important thing is because of an industry of the Summer Chamber of Commerce, bounty hunter. Because of the existence of this industry, with the help of the Summer Chamber of Commerce, the people have killed a lot of villains. Therefore, although the Summer Chamber of Commerce is also a dangerous force in the eyes of the people, it is not completely excluded. One day later. It's time for Kaido of the Beasts too. Those who have been waiting for a day, looking at the sea in the distance, thought so in their hearts. Probably, according to reason, it should be coming soon. There are naturally more than 1 people who follow Kaido's trends. In fact, none of these people who came to watch did not pay attention to Kaido's movements. After all, Shazherqing is ready, but Kaido has not moved. How can this be done? Is Kaido scared? No way, he is the 4th emperor, how could he be afraid? Maybe he's planning something else too. I think it's something else planned, otherwise, how could it not show up? Scared? I don't think this kind of thing will happen to Kaido. Just when these people were thinking like this, suddenly, someone pointed at the sea horizon in the distance and exclaimed, "Look, the beast pirates are here." What? When everyone heard the words, they couldn't help looking quickly, but they saw that there were many ships on the coastline, almost cutting off the sea surface, and they were breaking through the waves quickly. Come here, here comes Kaido, and the show is about to start. Hey, after waiting so long, it's finally time to start. Seeing the ship, the crowd suddenly became excited. When the ship approached, everyone took a closer look. Oh, Kaido was the leader. All the 3 disasters were dispatched, and the men of the 3 disasters were all lined up in order. That lineup is so heaven-defying, it's so strong that people can't even breathe. At a glance, you can't even see how many people there are. What a terrible lineup. This time, the Summer Chamber of Commerce is going to be unlucky. These are the words of those who are optimistic about Kaido, and they are quite gloating. Since the Summer Chamber of Commerce dares to offend Kaido, they are prepared for it. Maybe the final result of the battle is beyond our imagination. This is the words of those who are optimistic about the Summer Chamber of Commerce, and there is a hint of dissatisfaction. But no matter who they are optimistic about, these people all followed behind the beast pirates and went to 9 Snake Island together. As soon as the war starts, they can start streaming. They believe that this war that shakes the world will definitely bring considerable benefits. 9 Snake Island. They're coming. Kaido and others approached, Shajirching and others felt it. Oh, it's finally here. It's really exciting. Coolier and the others immediately stood up when they heard the words, their faces full of excitement. They have been dealing with the beast pirates all the year round, and have long been immune to Kaido's terror. Unlike those under Shajirching, they were nervous and panicked. Chapter 444 War, Start. Yo, Kaido waste, here we come. After Kaido and others approached, Shajirching immediately called out. Damn kid, don't be too arrogant to me, who are you, an old man? The old man is the 4 Emperor Kaido. Kaido patted his chest and drank angrily. Hee, so what? What about the 4 emperors? Are the 4 emperors amazing? Only people like Lord Whitebeard can be called the 4 emperors, and the red hair is barely one. When Shajirching said this, she cast a scornful glance at Kaido and said, as for a person like you, it is an insult to the name of the 4th emperor. Asshole. After hearing Shajirching's words, Kaido was no longer calm, and his eyes were instantly bloodshot with anger. If Yan Calamity hadn't held him back, I'm afraid he would have rushed over to fight Shajirching now. And those who watched all this from a distance, watching this scene, couldn't help being stunned. What is sturdy? This is it. HMPH, how dare you say it, Thunder Hunter. Doflamingo from Dressrosa watched this live broadcast and laughed gloomily. There are not a few people who have the same idea as him. Cool, what an arrogant kid. Whitebeard, who is also watching, also laughed after listening to it. There are people who have the same idea as him, as well as Golden Lion and others. Is this the Thunder Hunter? How dare you speak to a 4 Emperor level figure like this? It's amazing. People all over the world looked at Shajirching and couldn't help but look horrified. Kaido, if there's nothing left to say, let's get started. You see, my friends, I can't wait. Shajirching didn't want to push Kaido anymore, so he just provocatively speak out. Come on then. Kaido shouted wildly, and gave a wink to his first admiral, Yan Zhao. Flying troops, come with me. Yan Zonjin shouted. It turned out to be a bit sharp. He turned into a huge pterosaur with flames all over his body, and when he spread his wings, he rushed towards Shajirching. Oh, it's the flying unit. I don't know how the Thunder Hunter will deal with it. I heard that it is one of Kaido's elite units. All of them are battle-hardened warriors with great strength. Seeing those people led by Yan Zonjin, people who know the goods, said this. Enel. Facing Jin, who was rushing over, Shajirching gave a command to Enel, who was beside him, and the latter rushed out immediately. Where are the Sky Island warriors? Enel shouted to the sky, endless majesty. Subordinates are here. Just behind Shajirching, there was a sudden shout, and 6 people from Sky Island, who were obviously different from Shajirching and others, rushed out. It was Enel's former henchman at Sky Island. God Soldier Ah Shan. The 2 deputy commanders, Zhongwu and Xiaowu. And the 4 priests. Empty livestock, Om. Knight of Heaven, Shira. Empty guard, covered as. The great enlightenment of the forest, sadly. These people, after Enel lost to Shajirqing, were trained by Shajirqing's Enel and others in turn, and their current strength has long since changed. Even Flame Calamity couldn't help showing a dignified look all of a sudden. Where are the Shandia warriors? Seeing the solemn expression on Jin's face, Shajirqing decided to add another fire. Subordinates are here. Another group of warriors like savages rushed out. The leader is the leader of the Shandia clan, the war ghost Weber. Here comes a bunch of pretty tricky guys. Seeing Weber and others, Yan Zongjin said this out loud, and the people beside him nodded in agreement. Chapter 445 Enel's Jin. But so what, our flying unit is the strongest. We, who have been tested by the New World, are not comparable to those flowers in the greenhouse in the first half of the Great Route. With a shout, Jin rushed towards Enel. Enel, I didn't have a good fight with you that day. Today, let's have a good fight. After all, use flying wings as a long knife, wrap armament hockey, and cut it. Come on then. Enel roared, his body was covered with terrifying lightning, and his face was full of excitement. He has really been looking forward to the battle against the 3 disasters. After all, fighting against the 3 disasters is better than fighting against Shajirqing. That is simply growing up in the ravages. Although the growth rate is indeed quite fast, the taste of being ravaged is called a humiliation. Bang! One blow to the other, the sky trembled, and thunder and flames collided equally. Wow! Someone on both sides was kicked out. This guy, his strength has become stronger again. At the moment of the fight, Jin's expression couldn't help changing. Enel, much stronger than a few days ago. What's the matter? The first of the 3 plagues, is the flame disaster only so powerful? Enel raised his head, his face full of mockery, and said, lightning. There was a fierce thunderbolt, and it rushed towards Jin, causing him to quickly bounce it off with armament hockey in the form of emission. You're distracted, Jin. Enel's eyes were full of energy in an instant, and the power in his hand was a blast, and Jin was shocked back out. Master Jin. This scene made the people of the flying unit terrified. Not only that, but the rest of Kaido's subordinates couldn't help being shocked. They didn't expect that Enel would have the advantage in the first battle. Enel is so strong. People all over the world watching this scene can't help but look horrified. Hey, ants, where are your eyes? At this time, the Air Force and the others suddenly heard the cold voice of Enel. Boom! Only a crisp drum sound was heard, and then Enel shouted, 30 million volts Thunderbird. He waved his hand and blasted out a large Thunderbird that covered the sky and covered the sky, covering all the people in the flying unit. Not good. The moment they saw it, they were close to the Thunderbirds of themselves and others. These people couldn't help but be shocked. They only felt an icy oppression and crisis that completely enveloped them, making them unable to move. The mere Thunderbirds dare to make troubles, get out of my way. At this time, Jin's roar came. Then, I saw a rampant sword wave flying over, directly destroying the Thunderbird. And Jin, after destroying the Thunderbird, had already approached Enel infinitely, opened his mouth and attacked with a flaming spear. 60 million volts Thunder Dragon. Enel's arm, a thunderous dragon burst into the air, blocking the flame spear. Then, with a flash of light in their eyes at the same time, they collided fiercely. Boom! The 2 fought fiercely, and there was an air shell hanging in the air under Enel's feet, so he didn't worry that he would fall. To be able to equalize with Lord Jin, this guy is too strong. Seeing the 2 people colliding fiercely, the entire group couldn't help showing a look of horror. Fire Fist Ace versus Plague Queen. Ace, Tezzolo, since that's the case, it's time for you to make an appearance. Seeing the hot fight between Enel and Jin, Shajirching said aloud to the two beside him. "Hey, I've been waiting impatiently." Ace grinned Isha when he heard the words, and then rushed straight to the sea like this. Everyone couldn't help but be shocked, but they saw that he landed precisely on a small raft parked by the port, and then, he appeared on his body. When the flames came, the little raft suddenly gained superpower and rushed towards Kaido and others. Enemy attack. The captain of the 2nd Division of the Whitebeard Pirates, Fire Fist Ace, is attacking. Immediately, someone noticed the incoming Ace, and hurriedly reminded him. "What, Fire Fist Ace?" Everyone was shocked when they heard this. Fire Fist Ace, that ruthless man with a bounty of 896 million Bailey. Fire Fist. Before Kaido's people could react, Ace attacked first, an extremely condensed flame fist, exuding a high temperature of nearly 1,000 degrees, tore open the air, and roared away. "You bastard, this is not your place to be arrogant, go back to me." The one who spoke was the Queen of Plague. His right arm was bruised with blue veins, covered by armament hockey. Facing this fist of flames, he punched the flame fist. Boom! Queen's feet exploded directly, and the terrifying high temperature made the pirates behind Queen scream. "This flame is so terrifying. Damn little devil." Even Queen, he couldn't help but get burned a little, and then, after strengthening his arm again, he blasted the air and shattered the flaming fist. But there is no doubt that compared to the calm Ace, the Queen, who is a little embarrassed, looks like the one who is at a disadvantage. Is that the strength of Fire Fist Ace? Too strong. Thunder Hunter has a great chance of winning this time. Whether it's the onlookers or the people watching all this happen, they can't help showing shock. It's so reliable. The people from the Summer Chamber of Commerce watched this scene and shouted excitedly. "Damn kid, don't be too arrogant to me." Kaido suddenly appeared in front of Ace, and the air was torn and twisted. Ace couldn't help shrinking his pupils. He didn't expect that Kaido would ignore the majesty of the Emperor and attack him. If he wanted to react, it was too late. Not good. Ace. The crowd was shocked. Lay done furious Thunder Tiger. Just when Kaido was about to succeed, from his right, a Thunder Tiger roared suddenly and knocked him out. "Kaido, your opponent is me, make no mistake." But the Shajirching that I saw appeared in front of Ace, and there was a terrifying thunder light on his body. "All troops, attack." Kaido, who was blasted out, instantly turned into a dragon and gave an attack order. "Oh!" The powerful soldiers under his command screamed out in an instant. The initial battle between Jin and Queen was unfavorable, making him feel suffocated to death. They have long wanted to join the battle and let the world know how powerful their Kaido pirates are. Now, when Kaido orders them, they will naturally be like tigers out of their cages. They will use their terrifying strength to tell the world that they are the Emperor. How terrifying is the anger of the pirates. Chapter 447 All-Out War. Brothers, let's go too. Show them the strength of our Summer Chamber of Commerce. In an all-out war, whoever is afraid of whom, Shajirching is not afraid of anyone. Oh. After listening to Shajirching's order, Didia, Huyuina and others naturally attacked them immediately. They can't wait. The Beast Pirates, and the world, are optimistic about the strength of our Summer Chamber of Commerce. Didia and others thought so in their hearts. They have been training seriously every day, which has long been different from the past. We're going to. Hancock took the female warriors from Nine Snakes Island to the ship and rushed towards the Beast Pirates. Since that's the case, let's go too, but we can't let others look down on us. Coolier grinned, and each brought his own team and went to meet him. Immediately, the entire sea area of the windless zone trembled, filled with shouts, the sound of gold and iron colliding, the sound of screams, the sound of body tearing, etc. The war has begun. Those who were watching, all stepped back immediately, so as not to be affected by Chiyu. The aftermath of this battle must be quite terrifying. In the end, who will be better? This question is not only the thoughts of the onlookers, but also the thoughts of the whole world. Cool, kid, don't lose. Whitebeard looked at the sea where the chaotic battle began, and his eyes flashed with amazing sharpness. It is conceivable that if Kaido bullied Shajir miserably, he would be embarrassed. Kaido may not have a good time in the future. Whitebeard, the anger of the strongest man in the world, is not ordinary terror. Back to the battlefield. Kaido. Thunder Hunter. The leaders of the two sides collided with each other as soon as the war started. Bang! The air exploded directly, the sea was turbulent, and a group of people flew out, and the two of them, each with a trembling body, retreated, stepped on, and smashed their respective ships. You kid, your strength has grown again. Kaido said with a gloomy expression on his face. Hey, it's good to have something to say. It's like every 3 autumns if you don't see each other for one day, isn't this a normal thing? Kaido, come on, let's fight it out. Shajir right eye twitched wildly, and Akina moved out, an 8-fold increase. Come on then. Thundering gossip. Kaido drank violently, raised the hammer, and a lightning bolt slammed down, wrapped around his mace, and swept the sea away from the air, completely smashing Shajir complete body Susanengu. Don't underestimate people, Kaido. Shajir drank violently, and with a super sharp sword, ripped apart the sea from the air, and collided with Kaido. The aftermath of the collision between the two has been able to make the air roar and distort, and the space will be distorted under their attack. Look, the sky is cracked. During the battle, someone pointed to the sky and said in shock. Hey, this is too exaggerated. Curio looked at this scene, and his eyes couldn't hide the horror. Although he also knew that Shajir was quite powerful, he never thought that Shajir would be so powerful. The onlookers, while shocked, naturally did not forget to broadcast this supernatural man-made phenomenon synchronously. Guru, is this really what humans can achieve? Is this the 4 emperors? People all over the world could not help but shudder deeply. They can understand why the name of the 4 emperors is so deterrent. Chapter 448 Overwhelming Strength. Because, the 4 emperors represent that despairing overwhelming strength. That is a terrifying force that can make any conspiracy and tricks directly invalid. Only this kind of power can convince everyone. Kaido. Thunder Hunter. The collision between the two became more and more terrifying. Around them, there was space distortion, sparks were constantly sputtering, and a slight but real sound of broken gold and iron could be heard. Come. The two released the Conqueror again, and all of a sudden, the sea area in all directions turned gray and white, and a large number of people fell directly. The domineering spirit of these two people, even the pirates of the New World, can't resist. Conqueror, it's really been a long time. Somewhere in the New World, a certain black swordsman said so. Crash. The surrounding sea was turbulent because of the collision between the two. Boom. The appearance of some ships burst directly, and they couldn't bear the confrontation between the two. Today, I'll let you know the horror of my Kaido. Kaido roared, suddenly wrapped armament Haki, and then charged out in emission form. However, with this form of Haki, Shajir will too. Boom. The two stepped back again, and then, the two with terrifying light burning in their eyes rushed towards each other again. Boom. 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 The collision of big openings and closings unfolded between the two. Don't look at the big opening and closing of the two people's battle, it is a collision of one knife and one punch. If you change someone, you may not be able to resist. The two of them are returning to their basics, and they have turned their powerful tricks into instincts. This is the most terrifying. Therefore, the aftermath of the collision between the two has spread to the surrounding sea area for several kilometers, so that those who were in the fierce battle had to retreat frantically. There were more than 60 ships on both sides, and within 5 minutes of the battle, 15 ships had already been broken. And, as the two continue to fight, this number continues to rise. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I can't believe it would be true. The Plague Queen looked at this scene with deep shock in her eyes. That is his boss, Kaido of the beasts, known as the strongest creature. Even with Shajirching. What a joke. Isn't that a matter of course? Ace laughed out loud as if seeing Queen's shock. He looked at Shajirching and said proudly, "After all, that guy is the Thunder Hunter, a man who is even more enchanting than me, and a man I recognize. Ace will serve two people in his life. Whitebeard. Shajirching." One can imagine how terrifying Shajirching was in Ace's mind. Era, it looks like this is going to be an ongoing battle. Tezzolo turned the going giant into a pair of giant arms and collided with Droughtjack. "Stop being arrogant, you bastard. Lord Kaido, we will definitely defeat the Thunder Hunter, and we will beat you to the bottom of things." Jack roared when he heard the words, very dissatisfied. Boom. Just like what Jack said, as soon as he finished speaking, a shining light suddenly exploded behind Tezzolo, and the side of a ship exploded. Boom bang bang. As if it caused a chain reaction, several ships blew up again, and there was a large group of people on it, screaming and being blown away, causing casualties. Chapter 449 Do Everything. Tezzolo couldn't help but look at it immediately, but saw that the flying unit led by Jin had broken through those under Enel's men and was aggressively attacking the Summer Chamber of Commerce. Asshole. Dahu, these priests tried to chase, but they couldn't be as flexible as the flying troops. Instead, they were teasing them, and they felt a little embarrassed. And on the sea, the pirates on the ship, attacking the flying troops, can't help them at all. I can only watch them attack me like this, and there is no way to fight back. Ha ha ha, the scumbags of the Summer Chamber of Commerce, feel the despair our 100 beast pirates have given you. Seeing this scene, those flying troops are even more proud. Enlighten me. All the muskets appeared in their hands, and they aimed directly at the people on the ship, and they fired directly. This made everyone on the sea change their faces. Then, dodge quickly. Hide. Where can you hide? Seeing this, one of them couldn't help laughing proudly, and then, when he opened his mouth, a soaring blue flame spewed out. Immediately, the ship was ignited, and immediately, it caused a panic. Barbarians, get ready. Seeing this scene, Queen, who was fighting with Ace, also showed a hideous smile. Yes, Lady Queen. Hey, I've been waiting for this moment. Bastards of the Summer Chamber of Commerce, try my special, delicious, for you. Queen, a group of people dressed in green and printed with complex patterns showed extremely excited smiles. Then, each of them took out a strangely shaped firearm, and then put the bullets that didn't look like a good thing into it. Desperate, bastards of the Summer Chamber of Commerce. Plague bomb, launch. These people instantly put on gas masks, and then pulled the trigger. Oops. Hearing what these people just said, the people in the Summer Chamber of Commerce didn't know what it was, and they all panicked and were ready to run away. But, boom, boom, boom. There was no chance for them to escape at all, and the bomb exploded. Suddenly, a black, green, and gray smoke swept out, covering a large group of people. Ah! Immediately, someone grabbed his neck in pain, and then collapsed, foaming at the mouth, twitching. Boom! More and more people fell down, screaming and wailing. This is simply a hell on earth. Phew! As if he felt that this was not enough, at this time, even God was blowing a gust of wind, which suddenly made the spread of the poisonous mist even larger. This time, the number of poisoned people doubled. Take medicine and destroy them in one fell swoop. Seeing this scene, Kaido's men seemed to have prepared in advance. They swallowed a pill in their hands, and then directly used the gathered ships to rush towards the Summer Chamber of Commerce. Damn, what kind of hero is he who uses poison? Seeing this scene, Ace was going to rescue him, but how could Queen let him succeed, blocking him with a face full of gloating? What's the hurry, young man? Queen slammed her fists on the musket that Ace fired, biting Ace firmly, and didn't let him leave. In fact, seeing this situation, Ace was more than excited. Almost no one was in a hurry. But they were all stopped by their opponents. Chapter 450 Out of Balance. Summer Chamber of Commerce, obediently admit defeat. Just rely on you bastards. You also want to fight against us, and go to your spring and autumn dream. As the initiator of all this, the Queen's laugh is called a complacent. His opponent, Ace, also inhaled a little bit of poisonous mist, and his state has obviously dropped a lot. Queen could feel that Ace's strength, speed, agility, and even attack power had all dropped. Little ones, come on, let the bastards of the Summer Chamber of Commerce understand what fear is. Queen raised her arms and called out, and the responders immediately gathered, and the sound shook the world. Damn, I won't let you succeed. Faced with this situation, Ace roared sharply, but he, who could only be on an equal footing with Queen, has been poisoned, and his state has continued to decline. How can he stop Queen? Get out of the way, kid. Do you really take yourself seriously? Queen knocked Ace back with a punch, and then suddenly charged forward with a violent blow that smashed Ace into the blood and slammed into the chosen ship. Immediately, Queen rushed into the team behind Ace like a fierce Tyrannosaurus Rex. Desperate, chops. Queen's huge body brought great oppression. When these people from the Summer Chamber of Commerce faced the Queen, they felt that they couldn't move at all. They could only watch him throw a punch and knock them out. Ah! Queen passed, there was a scream. Damn, who will stop him, bastard? A team leader looked at the raging Queen and shouted desperately. Gia Gia Gia, give it up, do you think someone will be able to save you? Ha ha ha, death is imminent, do you think you can still escape? Don't be delusional, you ants. Your only way out today is a dead end. Hearing this, the Queen's subordinates laughed arrogantly. If that's the case, let's go too, and give the people from the Summer Chamber of Commerce the final blow. At this time, another dull voice came, followed by a powerful breath. Drought Jack, like a meteorite, came crashing down. His opponent, Going Tezzolo, has disappeared. Drought Jack, why are you here too? The soldiers of the Summer Chamber of Commerce, who were already under a lot of pressure, suddenly felt even more desperate, and many of the weapons in their hands fell directly to the ground. Die! Jack swung out a knife, and suddenly, a large group of people flew out screaming. These people in the poisonous fog were flanked by Queen and Jack, and fell into despair. The people on the other side were also threatened by the incendiary cannons of Jin's flying troop. Even with Curiel, the captain of the Whitebeard pirates leading, it still can't change the fact that it is getting more and more desperate. Damn! Even Curiel couldn't help scolding like this. Their opponent is the samurai regiment that Kaido invited from Wano-kuni. The strength of these people is not outstanding individually, but it is too average. When integrated, it is as strong as an iron barrel. Especially under the leadership of this squinting man named Denjiro, that was a tough one. Even though Curiel had been through 100 battles, he couldn't help but feel the heavy pressure. Chapter 451 Do you believe in miracles? Thunder Hunter, how pitiful, your subordinates are cornered and no one can save them. Surrender, you are such a hairy boy, you also want to fight against me, don't you think you are a little whimsical? And a heavy tail whip hit Susanoo's body. HMPH, Kaido, do you think you can crush me with this little trick? Don't think about it, do you think I have no capable people? Hearing these words, Shajirching couldn't help but snorted coldly, without the slightest panic on his face, his expression moved. Some are just calm. HMPH, don't pretend to be garlic there, don't think I don't know your panicked batch. A capable person, hee, if you have a capable person under your command, let him come out and let me solve this poison before talking. Who doesn't speak big words, but you put them into action? Kaido shouted loudly, and the sound spread all over the sea. Whether it was Kaido's subordinates or Shajirching's subordinates, they all looked at him at the same time. Especially the people of the Summer Chamber of Commerce, their eyes are full of desire. They really need a piece of good news right now to lift their spirits. That will satisfy you, Kaido. Shajirching could naturally sense the gaze behind him, so he said solemnly, "Where is Caesar Curon?" "Shulala, is it finally my turn to play? It really made me wait." When the words fell, a cold voice sounded, and the demon-like Caesar Current appeared in front of the crowd. Caesar Current. The moment he saw Caesar, Kaido became excited and roared. It can be seen that Caesar Curon was quite afraid of Kaido, and he couldn't help shivering. But he stopped his fear immediately and said, "Kaido, let you see my ability." After speaking, he saw that his body was directly elementalized, and it spread like this. "Do you think you can succeed, Caesar Current, you traitor?" Jack angrily rushed towards the elemental Caesar Current, trying to interrupt him. But, bang! An extremely fast-going fist blocked Jack. Hey, do you treat me Tezzolo as heir?" The Tezzolo I saw appeared from the going with a wicked look on his face. He said, "Look, this war, starting from this moment, is the real opening." Jack is blocked by the sudden appearance of Tezzolo. And Queen, who had the same idea, was also blocked by Ace, who appeared again. "How can you ruin his good deeds?" Ace said, covering Haki with both hands. Gas absorption. Caesar Curon, who was not blocked, absorbed the poisonous mist like a huge air purifier. HMPH, I thought you had some powerful tricks, but it turned out that you just absorbed the poisonous mist. Do you think your self-deception can help you turn the situation around? Seeing this scene, Kaido sneered again. Hehe, when did I say that I rely on this method to fight against this poisonous fog? Kaido, keep your eyes open. What a miracle of medicine. Shajirching heard that he was confident in Isho, and Kaido noticed that among the group of people, a team of very inconspicuous doctors had descended on the battlefield. Summer Chamber of Commerce belongs. All retreat, let's put a cannonball on the beast pirates. Shajirching spoke up again. Although everyone heard the words, although they didn't know what was going on, they all acted according to the plan. Chapter 452. How can it end so easily? Could it be? Hearing this order from Shajirching, Kaido suddenly had a bad idea in his mind, and he couldn't help but look towards Caesar Curran. He smelled a pungent smell, and this smell gave him a very bad feeling. The beasts pirates belong to. Hurry up and stop Caesar Curran. Kaido issued an emergency order, and there was some urgency in the voice. Ha ha ha, Kaido, did you think you could stop it? Seeing this, Shajirching suddenly laughed. Then, seeing another Shajirching suddenly appear in his body, he smashed down and shouted, "Overlord's spiritual impact." A wave that made the sky tremble violently rushed towards all the people of the beast pirates. Shajirching's attack was so terrifying, although it failed to increase it with the shaker, its power was equally terrifying and unimaginable. A large number of people fell directly, and even a large number of people were prevented from retreating. Caesar Current, act. Tezzolo, be on the defensive. The two Shajirchings shouted at the same time, and upon hearing this, Caesar Current and Tezzolo responded at the same time, and both showed hideous smiles. Gas explosion. Going wall. Boom. In an instant, a huge cannonball exploded, soaring into the sky, and instantly enveloped the surrounding area of several hundred meters. Ah! In the raging fire, countless people screamed and flew out, and 7 or 8 ships shattered and burned. In an instant, all around the sea were drowning people, blood, screams, and flames, rendering the sea a brutal battlefield. Asshole! Seeing this scene, Kaido was directly angry, Queen and Jack were also angry. Oh! But on the side of the Summer Chamber of Commerce, there was an instant burst of cheers, and the morale was boosted. This was definitely the victory they wanted. They saw the hope of victory again, and the previous malaise was swept away. Unexpectedly, there is such a trick, it's really ruthless. People from all over the world are amazed by Shajirqing's methods when they look at the Sea of Fire. But how do you deal with an angry Kaido and his crew next? Big guys from all over the world are thinking like this in their hearts. The anger of the 4 emperors is enough to destroy the world. Thunder Hunter, are you ready for Kaido's fury? Marine Headquarters, the battle is also being broadcast in real time, and many Marines are watching at the same time. Admiral Kuzan, all the Vice Admiral who can reach, and the Marines of the entire Marine Headquarters, all gathered in Marineford to watch this scene. Know yourself and the enemy. If you want to eradicate the Summer Chamber of Commerce in the future, you must know enough about them. It's astonishingly scary. It looks like it's time for a more intense fight. Yamakaji was amazed and said half expectantly. No, I don't think it should be that simple, maybe this is just the beginning. Momonga squinted and said a completely different answer from Yamakaji. I agree. At this time, Sengoku's voice came over, and he said, Thunder Hunter, the method is not so simple, he definitely has a next move. Just when Sengoku and the others said that, in the picture, Shajirqing's voice sounded again. Boss Jinbei, it's your turn. Chapter 453 Darlings of the Sea, Fish Man Team. What, Hexia Jinbei? When Kaido heard Shajirqing's words, he immediately shouted bad. Even Jin, who has been battling Enel in the air, can't help but change his color in an instant. Above the sea, the most afraid of meeting Fish Man. That is the darling of the sea, with the terrifying ability to overturn the sea and make waves. Boom. Before Kaido could react, the ship on his side suddenly made a loud noise, and a group of Neptune-like island whales collided like this. Not good. In such a scene, not to mention the panic of those soldiers, even Queen, Jack and others, can't help but change their faces. Don't stop them, the ghost knows what horrible things are going to happen. Stop them. Jin shouted anxiously in the sky. But, what are you in such a hurry to do, Fire Calamity Jin? Enel smashed Jin's wings with a stick and blocked him. Stay with us, have a good time, won't you? Queen. Jack. Ace and Tezzolo stopped Queen and Jack. And behind them, Pazalu, Didia, Zoro, these people completely stopped their subordinates. Especially Zoro, who actually blocked Denjiro. Although he was seriously injured, he became more and more brave in battle, reducing a lot of pressure on Curiel. Wanokuni Samurai, don't miss it. Zoro is like a bloodbath, looking at Denjiro's eyes full of suffocating madness. Have fun with your sister. Scourge. Didia, looking at this tall man with a mask on his face is full of playfulness. Scourge, this is the man who crushed Caribou on an island 2 years later in the original. It's just that now, he's gasping for breath, and his body is covered in burns. Didia, tyrannical beyond his imagination. Pejuan, I heard that you are the 6th son of the volleyball, but it seems that it is not very good. Huyuina carried the knife and showed contempt for the man in front of the man who maintained the form of a ridgebacked dragon. Hey, Mosos, we meet again. Curiel waited for a few captains and stopped the remaining 5 volleys. Damn. Mosos is a dragon and dragon fruit, a Triceratops-capable person. He thought that with the strength of himself and others, it would not be a simple matter to eliminate the new force of the Summer Chamber of Commerce. But who knows, as soon as he appeared, he was stopped by people like Curiel, and he couldn't get involved in other battles at all. You know, they are the strongest group except for the 3 disasters. Did you really fight Hold'em? Slightly weaker. Daz Bones, looking at Hold'em, one of the real fights lying in a pool of blood under him, with a ruthless gaze, then looked at the other enemies. Hold'em has lost his combat effectiveness. Chirolu, the people of the 100 Beast Pirates only have this level. Caesar Kerrang, like a ghost, walked through the Beast Pirates, constantly wielding his hands, not to mention, he actually killed dozens of people, including one of the real fights, Dopeng Hippo Fruit. Hey, Shemale Boxing, look at the moves. Bentham also fought back and forth with the real Hip's head, Sheep Fruit, who played against Sanji in the original book, but Bentham turned out to be better. It was a suffocation that Shipshead was beaten, but he couldn't help Bentham. Chapter 454 Kaido's lungs exploded. Among them, the one with the most outstanding record is Pazalu, who has become a real reaper. 2 punches and 1 punch. Except for those who were fighting, the rest fell under his fist. It's hard to imagine where his thin body got so much power. Looking at it this way, it turns out that the Summer Chamber of Commerce has the upper hand. After all, this is only the strength of the Summer Chamber of Commerce headquarters, as well as the 10 pirates who have joined the Summer Chamber of Commerce. At this moment, they have fully demonstrated their strength. Wano Kuni are responsible for intercepting and guarding the medical troops such as Chopper, so that they can develop an antidote with peace of mind. However, it just seems that the Summer Chamber of Commerce has the advantage. If you don't solve the poison created by Queen, it will not effectively contain Jin's flying troops. Even with the help of the Fishman troops, it will not be so easy for the Summer Chamber of Commerce to defeat Kaido. Quote, "This point of view is not the idea of one person, but the unified view of the whole world, those powerhouses. After all, the Kaido pirates are 1/5 more than Shajirching. These extra people have a considerable impact on the situation." But even so, such a record made Kaido angry enough. His opponent is nothing but the Summer Chamber of Commerce led by a kid, a new force that has only been established for 3 or 4 years, and can actually force him into such a desperate situation. Then how can he maintain his majesty as the emperor of the new world, and how can he shock the world? Kaido wants to ease the situation, just don't wait for him to act. Boom. There was another terrifying sound of collision, and another group of people screamed and flew out, and then disappeared into the sea like this. Asshole. Kaido is now only roaring except roaring. He could only look at his own advantages and was slowly leveled by Shajirching, but he was powerless. What's the matter, Kaido? This is angry. Hee, don't worry, there are more exciting things waiting for you. Seeing this scene, Shajirching laughed, and the smile was extremely presumptuous. Then, as if to respond to him, the sea suddenly moved, and a terrifying wave rushed straight forward, followed by Jinbei's voice. Shui Shin, the sea flow over the shoulder. An LT, P and GT. Boom. No one could stop it. This wave smashed the mast of another ship and took away a group of people. Help. Kaido's subordinates are those with devil fruit abilities, who are caught in the ocean currents, and the consequences can be imagined. But no one can save them. Oh. Seeing this scene, the people of the Summer Chamber of Commerce roared and cheered again, and their morale became even higher. They believe more and more that they can beat Kaido. Boom. But when they cheered like this, a burst of fire suddenly appeared behind them, and immediately, it exploded. What? These people couldn't help being shocked, and quickly looked at it. It turned out to be the hand of the flying troop under Jin. Stop being arrogant, you bastard from the Summer Chamber of Commerce. These people roared loudly, and after saying that, they raised their weapons again, ready to shell again, to severely hit the morale of the Summer Chamber of Commerce army. After all, they have an unparalleled advantage in mastering the air dominance. Really, you people, probably forgot that you have a concubine. A gloomy female voice suddenly exploded in their ears. Chapter 455 Rahehe. Who? These people couldn't help being shocked, and immediately looked in the direction of the sound, but saw Boa Hancock, the pirate queen, stepping on the moon step, making a heart-like gesture with both hands, and coquettishly said, "Marrow marrow mellow." A pink ray of light invaded like the wind, giving these people no chance to react at all. No, well. These people were shocked. They knew too well the horror of Hancock's move, but they didn't have a chance to dodge at all, so they turned into petrification. After doing all this, Hancock took another step and directly attacked Kaido's nest, making an attack, slave arrow. Could it be? Seeing Hancock's action, Queen couldn't help shrinking his pupils, and then he hurriedly shouted, "You must not be shot by her, the shot is over." But expectations are good, but reality is often cruel. I saw that Hancock shot a small rain of pink arrows from his hand, but everyone who should have avoided them all showed fanatical admiration on their faces, completely unable to resist Hancock's charm, and stopped in place. And the result of doing so can be imagined. Puff puff. There was a petrified sculpture on the spot, which caused a huge morale blow to the Kaido army. "Pirate Empress, you bastard!" The person who was not fascinated again roared at Hancock, but, before he could get close, he was shot by Hancock with a kiss gun and flew out. Good. Naturally, this caused another applause, and the morale of the Summer Chamber of Commerce became even higher. Hey, don't tell me, the final result of this war will end with the victory of the Summer Chamber of Commerce. Seeing this, the people all over the world, as well as a considerable number of bigwigs, are not calm. "Kaido, you see, the final winner of this war is us." Shajirching's left eye turned extremely fast, and his right eye also exerted force at the same time, looking for Kaido's flaws, and even forced Kaido into a disadvantage. The profound truth of kendo extermination. At a certain moment, Shajirching suddenly added the increase to the speed and destructive power, and whizzed past Kaido. PFF'd. Kaido's chest suddenly opened with a huge hole, deep to the bone, blood rushing wildly, causing him to take a few steps back, screaming in pain, shaking the sea. Master Kaido. Seeing this scene, all his subordinates couldn't help being stunned. People all over the world were amazed. But before Shajirching could catch his breath, Kaido suddenly roared, "Thunderbolt!" Boom! Above the sky, a phantom-like purple thunderbolt crashed down. It had the power to destroy everything. It sunk the sea for 1 kilometer into the sky, and then smashed it on Susanoo's body. PFF'd. Even though Shajirching waved his arms to resist, he still spewed out a mouthful of blood in an instant. The power of this thunder and lightning was too strong. In that instant, Susanoo, a complete body that could not be smashed by a mountain, shattered half in an instant, and was smashed directly into the sea below the knee. Lay done heaven, tribulation, thunder, punishment. But Shajirching is so easy to provoke, under huge pressure, mobilizing chakra all over his body, causing thunder and lightning in the sky. Boom boom boom. A manic thunder and lightning shroud at a radius of several kilometers, rumbled down, and completely enveloped Kaido. Boom bang bang. It was as if the sea was completely lifted up, and the waves were raging, extremely terrifying. Chapter 456 Kaido, recognize the reality. Ah! In this thunder and lightning, Kaido's screams can be heard constantly. Moreover, because this thunder and lightning also produced a terrifying magnetic field, even Jin and the others did not dare to approach it easily. The sea surface for a few kilometers around is all in a frenzy. The 20 ships around were completely overturned and sank into the sea like this. As the battle at the level of the 4 emperors so terrifying. Destroy the world, it's not just talking about it. People all over the world, watching this scene, can't help thinking like this in their hearts. It's so scary. Even if you just watch it through the live broadcast, you can feel the terrifying oppression, as if blowing at the face, suffocating. Thunder. It. Hunt. People. In the sea of thunder, Kaido's angry roar suddenly came. He was injured all over, but the thunder and lightning were colliding violently with thunder and lightning, and they wanted to break out. Looking at Shajirching again, panting again, he built a complete body Susanoo, ready to deal with Kaido's attack. Absolutely unforgivable, you bastard, today I'm going to make you understand how much it will cost you to piss me off. Kaido's deep and murderous voice came out. HMPH, Kaido, recognize the reality, in my eyes, your anger is worthless, look at your embarrassed subordinates, do you think you have any chance of winning? Hearing the words, Shamuyang disdainfully spoke out, and then he manipulated Susanoo to quickly seal the seal and shouted, Lay done Kirin. Ziz. That sea of thunder had just dissipated, and the thunderclouds in the sky roared again. There is such a terrifying thunder and lightning. It is really thanks to the water mist formed by the evaporation of the ultra-high temperature flames of Ace and the others, which gathers in the sky, causing a rare collision of violent airflows in the windless belt. Terrifying lightning particles. Roar. At the moment when the thunder sea completely dissipated, above the clouds, a huge thunder beast's head protruded out of the clouds, and then, like light, hit Kaido's body again. Boom. As if the sea was about to be overturned again, it was smashed into a large hole of more than 100 meters. The blue waves covered the sky, the raging rolling, the thunder and lightning directly tore the sea and spread to the surrounding 4 directions, causing everyone around to hide in horror, but they avoided it at all. Don't go. Bastard asshole. Kaido didn't expect that when Sha Muyang came out like this. He was a bit stunned, and was smashed into the sea. He let out a scream of pain again, and the sea was stained with blood. Master Kaido. Seeing this scene, his subordinates couldn't help but turn pale with shock. Master President is mighty. The President will win. The people of the Summer Chamber of Commerce immediately roared with high morale, and became even more motivated. They immediately pushed back their enemies and gained the upper hand at once. Damn, tyrant, use the poisonous mist for me again. We must not lose. Seeing this scene, the queen gave an order to her subordinates. Yes. Everyone was ready to act immediately, but Shueishin Sea current falls over your shoulders. The attack from Jinbei directly knocked them out, not letting them succeed at all. Asshole, Hexia Jinbei, don't give me too much. Seeing this scene, Queen is really stunned. He broke free of Ace and rushed in front of Queen like a roaring dinosaur, to obliterate him. Chapter 457 The Strongest Blow. Fishman Karate Ogi Takaraken. But Jinbei did not evade at all. A huge water mass condensed in his hand, and then turned into a water column and punched out. Ohm. The air rumbled, and the queen couldn't help but snorted, with a strong look of shock in her eyes. Then, Jinbei let out a wild shout, and the 2 of them went backwards. 5 steps for Jinbei, 4 steps for Queen. Jinbei confronted the Queen head-on. Oh. This scene, naturally, once again fiercely inspired the morale of the soldiers of the Summer Chamber of Commerce. Hey, don't underestimate Boss Jinbei. How can I say that he will be a ruthless man who will face the angry ant with all his strength in the future? Shajirqing was not at all surprised by such a result. Even if Jinbei didn't have such a record, he would be surprised. An antidote, successfully developed. At this time, from the back of the Summer Chamber of Commerce, Chopper's excited voice full of accomplishment came again. However, I saw a lot of poisoned people, and at this moment, they have already stood up. Ha ha ha, it seems that the time and place are right and we have it all. Then brothers, go ahead and let's shred the fragile majesty of Kaido of the Beasts. Shajirqing roared, holding the sword in both hands. The sword intent was vertical and horizontal, all the forces were condensed together, and the huge pressure directly suppressed Jin and Enel's body unsteady. At this moment, it was as if the light of the entire battlefield had been absorbed by Shajirqing. With this sword, the world was terrified, the wind and waves were harsh, and the environment in all directions was blurred all of a sudden. Everyone felt a sincere chill. Damn kid, stop being arrogant. Kaido actually took off from under the sea again, roaring, thunder kill. A blue lightning smashed on his body, and then, he gathered it into his mouth, turning it into a thunder gun full of ferocious aura, and the sea sank more than 10 meters, blasting a huge "Here comes the puddle." Then it's a showdown, Kaido. The profound truth of kendo extermination. Susanoo stepped forward abruptly, and the long sword in his hand also fell, stirring the sky, the sea churning, and Kaido also roared, and the thunder gun shot straight at it. The 2 of them had the strongest blow, and they collided like this. Boom. At this moment, the sky and the earth lost their color and voice, and the end seemed to be coming. The waves were rolling, and no one was given a chance to react. They smashed dozens of ships around, and the people who were affected, more than 100, screamed in agony. The sound is continuous. More unimaginable thunder and lightning exploded, ravaging the quartet. There is also a violent and sharp sword wave blasting, sweeping the 8 wastes. Nothing can stop these 2 fallouts. Even Ace, even Jin. In the face of this aftermath, all of them turned pale, and without even thinking about it, it was the strongest blow. Dai Enkai, Entei. Ace held up a fireball over 100 meters long, exuding terrifying flames, and pushed the fireball into the aftermath. But at the moment when they met, Ace still felt as if his heart and soul had been slapped hard, and he was knocked back straight away. It's too bad. Ace struggled to maintain the fireball, but was constantly forced to retreat. He couldn't help laughing bitterly in his heart. Even someone like him is struggling so hard, let alone other people. Profound truth. Zongkong. Jin returned to his human form, and a sudden sword wave slashed out to fight. Chapter 458. It's too late to admit defeat. Hey, how do we fight this? These people in Didia are a little desperate. In the face of this aftermath, they feel that they have no hope of escape. Is this the horror of fighting at the level of the 4 emperors? Even the aftermath is so terrifying, completely unstoppable. Rorano Azoro, for the first time, I felt what it means to be weak. Earth Guardian. Just when they were holding this idea, a cold female voice came over, and then, a huge mud palm that covered the sky and blocked the sun in front of them. Boom. With such a terrifying blow, it didn't help the clay palm, it just cracked a little. The aftermath tore apart the sea, and then slammed into the port of 9 Snake Island. It's just that there has long been covered with a layer of soil, so that the damage is reduced to a minimum. Everyone couldn't help but look in surprise, only to see Anna, who had a big belly, stepping on an arrogant mud dragon and landing on the battlefield. Ah! But the people under Kaido were not so lucky. They were thrown out of a large group of people, and maybe only Jack and Queen were the only ones who could stand still. Of course, among the people who flew out, there were also people from the Summer Chamber of Commerce, and they were all taken over by a scene of mud flow, which buffered a lot of damage. Mud Sea Abyss. Anna's eyes were extremely indifferent, and with a wave of her hand, the deck under everyone's feet turned into a sticky piece of mud, trapping everyone in it. The awakening of the fruit's ability is so terrifying. Not good. Flee. At the moment when the mutation occurred, the Queen's expression changed again, and she shouted frantically to her subordinates. Escape. Do you think you can do it? Listening to the Queen's words, Anna smiled, contemptuous, arrogant, with unparalleled confidence, peerless elegance. Down. Anna whispered, and the next moment, the mud flow suddenly changed, and then a large group of people disappeared directly into the mud flow. Brothers, this war, it's time to end. Kill. What about the 4 sovereigns? After all, they will also be defeated in our hands. Anna shouted loudly, and the voice spread throughout the sea. Oh! Everyone in the Summer Chamber of Commerce responded loudly when they heard the words, and the fighting spirit became even higher. Asshole! Queen heard Anna's words, she immediately became angry. For so many years, no one dared to talk to them like this. But now, Anna has spoken. Kill, how could we fail? Queen never agrees with this kind of thing. Oh. Naturally, some people gathered to respond, but the momentum was much smaller than that of the Summer Chamber of Commerce. It seems that the Summer Chamber of Commerce is really going to win. Seeing this scene, people all over the world have a clear understanding of the outcome of this war. The Summer Chamber of Commerce is likely to be the final winner. Kaido how, now admit defeat, it's still too late. At this time, in the battlefield, Shajar Ching's voice came again. Although it was weak, it sounded in everyone's ears. Everyone couldn't help but quickly looked over. However, he saw a charred wound on Shajar Ching's body, his breath was sluggish, and his entire body, Suzanang, was in tatters, and he couldn't support it. Kaido, on the other hand, didn't get much better. He recovered his human form, his body was covered in black wounds, he was holding a mace, and he couldn't stop breathing. Chapter 459 Kaido admits defeat. You guy, I really underestimate you. Kaido looked at Shajirching with a gloomy expression and said. Hee, even if you don't underestimate me, today's winner will still be me. Now that the situation is in his favor, Shajirching doesn't mind being a little overbearing. Very well, Thunder Hunter, I remember you. Kaido saw that his morale was sluggish, and the number of soldiers was less than that of the Summer Chamber of Commerce, and there was a strong look of unwillingness in his eyes. But he also understands. Now that the two of them are almost the same, but the strength of their subordinates is very different, if he continues, he will lose, and there may be even greater losses, and even endanger his position as the four emperors. For this, he can no longer make unnecessary sacrifices. Shame on shame. The status of the Emperor of the New World, he still needs. Let him fail this time. After he returned, he immediately attacked and sped up the production of weapons in various places. At that time, he must let Shajirching know how powerful he was. He will get it back together with today's shame. The beast pirates, retreat. Kaido gave the retreat order in a deep voice. What? Retreat? I heard it wrong. Kaido's order immediately caused an uproar. Many people looked at Kaido in disbelief, unwilling to believe what was coming out of his mouth. He is Kaido of the Beasts, Emperor of the New World. How could you say such a retreat? All troops, retreat. Queen heard this, she couldn't help but glanced at Ace, and Hannah, and then repeated Kaido's order. Damn it. Jack slashed into the sea with a violent knife to ease the anger in his heart. Thor Enel, hopefully we can play again then. When the time comes, I will accompany you to fight and have a good time. Jin is the calmest one. Hey, I'm always waiting. Enel couldn't help grinning Isho, his face full of fighting intent. We are winning. Yes, we won. Many people in the Summer Chamber of Commerce obviously haven't reacted yet, and they are a bit confused. When they reacted, the cheers of today erupted. Oh, we won. Win. The cheers of the Summer Chamber of Commerce shocked the world. It is bound to shock the whole world. Dressrosa. Furfur, I didn't expect these guys to really win. Fun, really fun. Doflamingo looked at the battle situation in front of him, laughed wildly, his fingers were constantly dancing, and he seemed quite manic. But if Diamante, Toripal and the others were here, they would understand that Doflamingo's gesture was an expression of excitement and panic. Marine Headquarters. Update the Summer Chamber of Commerce immediately, the bounty for everyone on 9 Snake Island. Seeing this, Sengoku immediately ordered to speak out, then narrowed his eyes, and said with murderous intent, according to the standards of the 4 emperors. Yes. Immediately a colonel retired. Sengoku tilted his head to look at the sea outside the window, and said in a cold tone, Then, it's almost time, Thunder Hunter, your death is coming soon, enjoy this final glory. All over the world, a new Sea King has risen. Whether it is the people or the bigwigs of various forces, they all think so at the same time. Chapter 465th Emperor, Thunder Hunter. Cool, this kid actually did it. Whitebeard looked at the retreating Kaido army and laughed proudly. I didn't expect this kid to be so powerful now. After this battle, he is afraid that he will gain the same status as his father. Marco is also proud and said with emotion. Hey, the whole world will move because of him, what an amazing kid. Foil Vista smiled relatively implicitly, but in his tone, he was also proud. However, no one saw that in a certain corner, Blackbeard's face was extremely solemn. Retract and go home. Kaido was defeated, and Shajirching immediately issued an order to withdraw the troops. Chase, no need, they can't destroy the beast pirates. Don't underestimate people's desire to survive. It's been a heart-pounding fight. Shajirching sighed lightly and almost fell directly into the sea. He almost ran out of chakra, so he fought Kaido to lose both. He took a long breath, rushed onto the ship, and then collapsed directly on the deck. He's real, he doesn't have much energy. Chopper, the rest is up to you. Shajir-Ching looked at the busy Chopper and said this. Don't worry, leave it to me. The latter patted his chest heavily and promised. Shajir-Ching looked to the other side again. Anna, who had a big belly, said helplessly, didn't you tell me not to get involved in the battlefield? It's very dangerous if you do this. As a member of the Summer Chamber of Commerce, I should also do my part. Anna answered without any emotion. Hancock, you're not hurt. As for Anna, Shajir-Ching had no choice but to be helpless. He looked at Hancock on the side and asked. Concubine is very good, you don't mind. Hancock's face is full of worry, and his face is full of distress. Don't worry, you can't die. Go home. After Shajir-Ching finished speaking, she closed her eyes. Leave the rest to Hancock and the others. The next day. The matter about the war between the Summer Chamber of Commerce and the Beast Pirates was spread all over the world through various newspapers. The front page of every newspaper has the same title. The Fifth Emperor, Thunder Hunter Natsu, Rise. The following are all kinds of flattery words, very flattering. And together with these newspapers spread all over the world, there is also a reward order from the Marine headquarters. Natsu, the Thunder Hunter, with a bounty of 2.2 billion Bailey. Thor Enel, bounty 1.412 billion Bailey. Going Emperor Teizoro, with a bounty of 1.085 billion Bailey. Anna, daughter of the Mudslide, with a bounty of 600 million Bailey. Anna's bounty didn't change much because she didn't make many shots. If you want to evaluate her strength, you may need to fight again. The Pirate Queen, Boa Hancock, has a bounty of 550 million Bailey. Pirate Hunter Roronoa Zoro, with a bounty of 398 million Bailey. The Chain Fighter Pazalu, with a bounty of 378 million Baileys. Jididia, the Steaming Power, with a bounty of 245 million Bailey. Hulina, the Queen of Beheading, has a bounty of 222 million Bailey. Quickly Kill Daz Bones, with a bounty of 200 million Baileys.